Hello students, a very lovely morning to all of you. So today we are going to start our next chapter, which is friction. Alright. So in this chapter we will discuss about all these topics. So the topics are: what is friction, factors affecting friction, friction is a necessary evil, increasing and reducing friction, and fluid friction. Alright. So the first question definitely come in your mind: what is friction, right? So in our previous lesson we are talking about different types of forces. I have discussed about contact and non-contact force, and that is where I have discussed about frictional force or force of friction. Alright, so you know that friction force or force of friction is an example of contact force. So now what is friction? In simple words, it is a force that opposes motion. Means the force which are acting opposite direction to the motion is known as friction force. So here it is always try to stop motion. It always goes in opposite direction to the motion, and you know what is motion? Motion is a movement. So, whenever an object is moving or trying to move, there is always a force who wants that the object should not move. So, that force is a friction. So, friction, you say, an enemy of motion. Now, you take any example of motion. For example, you take a toy car, okay, and whenever you try to move the car, means you apply some force, right? So the car is able to move, but every time there is another force which is acting on this car and which wants the car should stop. Okay, that is why when you apply some force to the car, it only move up to certain distance. After some time it stopped here. Now this time who stopped the car? So the car stopped on its own. So it's stopped here. Here is a force which was acting in the direction opposite to the direction of the motion. That's why the car stopped here, or we can say that the car stopped after some time. And now if you look at this, car is moving this direction, and after traveling certain distance the car stopped because there is a force. Okay, there is a force which acts on this car in the opposite direction. So this is the direction of motion, you can see, and this is the direction of friction. So there is a force of friction which is acting in this direction. Therefore, whenever the force of friction is big enough, it stops the motion. Now let's take the another example of friction. When a ball rolling along the ground, it gradually slows down and finally comes to rest, right? Why the ball finally come to rest? Because we know that it is the force of friction between the surface of the ball and the surface of the ground that opposes the motion of the ball, which brings the moving ball to rest, right? Similarly, when you stop paddling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and finally come to the rest. It is the force of friction between the surface of the wheels of the bicycle and surface of the ground that opposes the motion of the bicycle and brings the bicycle to rest. So the force acting along The two surface in contact which opposes the motion of one body over the other is called the force of friction. So force of friction is always opposite force to the direction of the motion. Means, so if you try to pull a heavy box kept on a ground with the help of a rope, do you find it is easy to pull? It is difficult to pull the box because to move the box you must overcome the force of friction between the box and the ground. Force of friction acts in opposite direction to the direction you are pulling. So here you see the force of friction always opposes the motion of an object, whether the object is at a rest or is moving. So friction plays a very important role in our daily life. Most of our work that we do throughout the day involves friction. For example, we cannot hold a pencil or any other object in our hand without friction. In the absence of friction, the pencil would slip out when we try to hold it to write. So, friction plays a very important role in our daily life. In some cases, friction is useful to us and we cannot do anything without it. Okay.